Hi, I'm Maria Fontanazza, editor of MedTech Intelligence, and I'm here with John Babitt of Ernst & Young, and you just released the Pulse of the Industry report. So I wanted to know, based on some of those key findings that came out, what are some of the biggest concerns for the MedTech industry that we're looking at right now?
Sure. So a handful of the concerns that we highlight in the report were the low growth compared to historical levels of the overall industry, and so it has really sparked the need for MedTech companies to really take a look at a growth agenda, if you will, and there are a number of areas where we kind of highlighted opportunities for that as well, but definitely the overall growth of the industry at 2% was a little bit of a black cloud, but again, some opportunity there. The other areas that were probably the most challenging were the venture capital side of the equation. So venture capital declined, but it's been declining over the last 5 years. And to compound that, the amount of venture capital that's actually going into early stage companies has declined to about 29%. And that's from, last year was at about 37% of all venture capital. So a real acute need for more capital to flow into early stage ideas, especially in an industry that really prides itself on innovation and new product development.
Okay, and so you're touching on that 2% growth and a bit of a dark cloud, but you did point out that there are some opportunities.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about what are these opportunities for growth in the industry? What's the positive side?
So a few of the things that we saw as real highlights for the industry was a very active IPO environment. So 43 companies were able to access the public markets over this last year, raising about $2.5 billion of fresh capital, so definitely a positive sign. Those emerging companies are actually growing at a faster clip than the overall industry. They're growing at a 6% clip, still not the double-digit growth rate that we'd like to see, but definitely above the industry average. There was a tremendous amount of mergers and acquisitions activity this last year. There were 16 deals that were in excess of $1 billion. So a lot of larger transactions that'll set, I think, the strategy for a growth agenda post-deal. And then also we saw a real shift in capital allocation. Historically, MedTech companies have been putting more capital into back to shareholders, if you will, in the form of buybacks and dividends. Over the last 2 years, we've actually seen that calculus shift, and there's been more capital actually allocated to mergers and acquisitions and also to R&D. And so just looking at that, I think one of the things that we can infer is that the industry has made a calculated shift in their capital allocation to really set the seeds for long-term sustained growth and innovation within their own four walls.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.